Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a requested video. Someone asked me if I could show how I set up our All About Reading, and I said sure, that would be just fine. I know there's a bunch of videos out there like this, but maybe I do something different that you haven't seen before. So if you're new here, my name is Kendra. I have 3 kiddos and 2 of them are school age, so I homeschool them. And we have just started All About Reading this year and we are loving it so far. It's going really well. So first off, what I did was I purchased the curriculum used. If you are looking for a curriculum and you're like, oh man, it seems really expensive to get started, there's so many things, check Facebook Marketplace, check the homeschool groups, the buy and sell groups. You can always find deals on used homeschool curriculum, and this is where I got all of this. So I was actually lucky enough to get both of these levels from the same person, so that worked out really well. So when I got the curriculum, they were in, all the books were like still bound in their normal book form. The activity book that I'll show you here in a minute was still in its book form, not used at all. She said what she had done was just copied all the pages on her printer and left the originals intact. So that worked out really good for me. I planned to use these multiple years. As you'll see, they are not consumable. You can use them for more than one child multiple years over. So to start off with, the activity book came as a normal bound book. I cut the cover off, the spine, and the back cover just because I wanted to. But what I did was then take out every lesson and put each lesson in its own page protector. I'll actually go ahead and flip the camera around here so you can see what I did here in a minute. Now for the teacher's guide, this was also in its original bound form, but what I like to do with my teacher's guides is spiral bind them, because I like to have them open and have it flat, just one page that I'm looking at instead of this big spread. So what I did was I went to Staples and I got the teacher's guides spiral bound, and then I had a plastic cover put over this and a little bit of a back cover over that. So that way, when we're on the lesson, for instance, I can just go like this. This is what I'm looking at now, and I don't have a huge spread. So this has been great having this spiral bound. I really like that I decided to do that. Another thing that they sell on their website is the boxes for the cards. And I thought about buying those. The gal that I bought them from did not have the boxes, so I considered buying them, but they're like $13 or $14 a piece. And I would have needed 2 because I have the 2 levels of, I have level 1 and level 2 of All About Reading. So when I was at Staples getting these bound, I decided to see if there was something that I could put the cards in that was just a little bit cheaper. And I found these boxes, which work out really well. They click, they're clear. Whoa, hello. And I didn't get the little divider cards when I bought it used, and I could have purchased those separately, but I figured it's very simple. So I just have labels of working on, mastered, and yet to learn, and that goes the same for the blue, which is for all the green cards. Just put those on little index cards so that I could separate them. So these are the sound cards, the phonics cards, and then these are all the word cards that we are doing. So this is his mastered ones here, and this is the yet to learn. I also did that for level 1. So this is level 2, and they all fit upright like that. The level 1 cards, I fit them in a little bit different because there was more of them. So the ones that we are working on, I have sitting upright, and the ones that we have yet to do, I have them set like this because they're just a little shy to be going this way, which is what I preferred, but that is okay. This works like this, and these are the ones that we're working on. Okay, so I've got you flipped around here to show you what I did with the activity books. Now, like I said, these were completely original binding, everything like that. Nothing was cut out or done for me. So I did all of this myself for both of these massive binders. So what I did was I printed off a copy. Okay, so I'm gonna record this again because my kiddo came in here, I stopped the video and never turned it back on. Oh, okay, so anyway, what I was saying is I kept the original so that I could then just make a copy and be able to use this for my other kiddos that will be coming up to use each level. And I have this one printed off here that he's able to put his stickers on for that. So for each of these levels, or each of these lessons, I took everything out of the activity book for each lesson, or each page is labeled with each lesson that it goes with, and I cut everything out and put everything that needed to be cut out in the sleeve protector for each level. Now, this activity here, where they line up the words with the pictures, I think it suggests that you glue them on or something, but obviously I want to use this for multiple children, so we just set it there and move on when we are done. For some of these lessons, it's not just cutting things out like this, it's also making a slit here. So for this monster, I had to slit the mouth open so that they could feed the monster when they read the word. And this has been a fun activity that my first grader has liked. So I just continued that on for each of these lessons. There's also these little word flipper books. Now these come as a single sheet, and you cut them out and staple them. Staple them in like a little book form, and they are just a little flip book here, so you have the same like word family type things. A little tip that I either saw in a video or something is to write down the level and the lesson for these word flippers, because a lot of times kids will keep these out and practice them, and you've already passed the lesson, and then when you go to put everything away for the next child or whatever, you don't know where this came from. Now you'll be able to figure it out based on the teacher's manual, but it's really helpful to just know, oh, okay, this is level 1, lesson 8. So I go ahead and put it in the lesson 8 sleeve right here. So I thought that was just kind of a handy little tip that I would pass along there. So if you're not familiar with All About Reading, I guess I will just go ahead and do a little semi-flip through here of some of the different activities that they do. And there are also these word sheets here. They're called frequency sheets. And we're not to this lesson yet for level 1, but a lot of times I will just pick and choose the words that I want him to read. I know that it suggests using the little word hider to just do one word at a time so it doesn't look completely overwhelming for the kid, and also to break it up into different chunks that they're reading instead of all at one time. Yeah, so that is an idea that you can use for that. There are multiple different little activities here that the kids have both really enjoyed doing. So each one of these has their own sleeve protector, so I don't even have to think about where all this stuff is. It's all right there where I need it when I need that lesson. I'll go ahead and show you real quick. level 2. I did this the exact same way. I copied this sheet for him, went ahead and did that so he could put his stickers there, and I just continued on the exact same way as I did for level 1. So here's some of the activities that level 2 has. Did not realize, is that a rubber chicken? It looks like a rubber chicken. That's funny. Hadn't seen that one yet. So yeah, my 3rd grader especially really likes these little activities. There's some contractions that we just finished going over, and they flip open. So I will, so they can kind of understand what words form those. There's some more word flipper books. Just all kinds of fun little activities to do. And at the end of each level is an achievement award here. Now towards the end of this, I had to put like 2 lessons in each sleeve because I was running out of protectors. But so I will do the same for the achievement award as I did for the progress sheet, and just print it off so that I can use this for the next kiddo coming up to that. I'll go ahead and give you a quick little look-see through 2 of the readers and the teacher's manual here real quick. So for level 1, there are 3 books. These books are super good quality. They're hardback. This is the color version, so everything is in color. These have just been really nice little readers. And what I like about these readers is that the stories make sense. They're not just like, here's a few CVC words that you know, we're gonna try to make something that makes sense for you. You know, I think the stories are engaging and cute and funny. So the beginning story starts out very simple. It's this little ferret gets into trouble. And towards the end here, my 1st grader has just finished this book. So here is what he is currently reading. And this little story is pretty cute also. One of his favorite stories was, let's see, this alpaca one. He thought this one was pretty funny. So these are very cute little stories. It works on things that they had learned in the previous lesson, and so it's good practice, and like I said, the stories are fun to read, and the illustrations are pretty darn cute. So that is level 1. There are 2 other books that go with this, but I don't have them in the room here with me. Level 2, there are 2 readers. This is the first one here. So my oldest is almost done with this reader. And this one starts out like this. And then it progresses to, this is the one that he just finished reading, Jake the Snake. So there's a lot more words on the page. And like I said, these stories are also really engaging. They're not boring little stories. This little story was fun. The Skunk Hotel, it was pretty cute. So yeah, we're really enjoying this curriculum. And there is one more book that goes with level 2. Okay, so the teacher's manual here is really easy to follow. Go ahead and give you an idea here. So the lesson here, this orange box is for you to read and just kind of glance over to see what you're going to be teaching them, and maybe give you any little tips or anything that you might need. It also shows you what word cards you need, so then you would go to your words. Anything that is yet to learn, they are all numbered. Let me show you here. They are all numbered. Lesson 27, word card 138. So this would be word card 100 to 109. What you'll need for the lesson. Then it goes into review. Now they will review cards that they are working on, and they will also sometimes review cards that they have already mastered just to get, them running through their brain again. And then it goes ahead and usually does something with the word tiles. Now I have word tiles from Logic of English when we did that last year, and it's the same Orton Gillingham approach, so I just went ahead and kept them because they are color-coded and everything also. So I didn't need to buy the actual tiles. I did come across the apostrophe. Apparently All About Reading has a tile for that, so I just made a little sticky note or my own little tile for that, so that worked out fine. I know they also have an app that you can do for the letter tiles and things, and I would love to use that, but I don't have a tablet, so I can't do it. But the letter tiles are working out just fine for us, but I know that a lot of people do like the app. So anyway, this goes ahead into the lesson. It tells you what to say and how to do this thing, and then this continues the activity with different words. Then there's usually an activity sheet from the student activity book, and like I said, here you can see that there's word flippers for blend names or name games, but of course I guess it doesn't actually show all of them because there are more than just the one there, so you would know which one. That's why it's best to just put the lesson and the level on the back of the word flippers. So, but that is what they look like when they come in a sheet. And then it goes into anything else that you might need to teach them, and then it goes into the practice words, which is the cards that they told you to pull out from the beginning there. Then they can practice their fluency sheet if they need to. My third grader can read a lot more of the chunks and everything. He can pretty much blaze through the fluency sheets. But my first grader, I definitely just pick and choose certain ones to read. Then they go ahead and mark their progress chart. So then after a learning lesson, they move into the next lesson, which is typically a reading lesson. And this is, like I said, a super cute story here. It tells you what book it's from, and then it talks about, then it goes ahead into the lesson, and you review your cards, and you can read the warm-up sheet, so any words that you might not know yet, or like names that are in the story or something, just to get you familiar with it before you read it. Then if you need to teach any vocabulary or anything to help the story, then they have that for you. They have the kid read it, and then if there's any corresponding activity, to go ahead and do that. And that is the end of that lesson. So with level 2, they read one story in the reading lessons, and in level 1, they actually read 2 stories. But what I go ahead and do is separate that and only have him read one story one day, and then the next time we come back to reading, I have him finish it off. So that lesson usually takes 2 days. Now, so far, we haven't actually had to take multiple days on a lesson for any of these yet, except my first grader. I did stop at the end of that first reader to go ahead and just solidify those words and get his fluency up a little bit before really moving on to book 2, because when we started book 2, he was kind of struggling just a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that he felt confident in reading it before moving on. And also in the back of the teacher's guides, there are a few other little like appendices and things, tips and activities. There's showing you how to assemble the word flippers there. There are ideas for different games that you can play for the fluency sheets or the practice cards. And let's see, like I said, there's extras of those. So here's some of the activities for reviewing word cards that they have. This is how you would set up your magnet board of your letter tiles if you were doing it specifically that way, but I don't have magnets on mine. Mine are just on like a wooden tray that we scoot around. Here are some leap words, basically like sight words that you should know, and things like that. So that is the chart for that. And that is how we use All About Reading. All right, so I hope that was helpful to any of you that haven't tried All About Reading, or maybe there's a few little hacks or something that I showed that make it a little more helpful for you guys. I know a lot of people laminate actually these cards are laminated, but I didn't do that. The gal before that I bought them from laminated them. So I would probably laminate these just because they're used so often, but the activities, a lot of people do laminate those too, but I don't really see it necessary because they go right back in the sleeve protector when we're done with the lesson. And sometimes we repeat a lesson, not an actual lesson, but like an activity. Like with my first grader, we got to the first story of the second book, but he was kind of reading it kind of slow. So we stopped and went back and just reread some of the other stories and did a few of the other activities that we had already done to kind of reinforce those words that he needed to just get better fluency on. So I would probably laminate the cards if you could, but I mean, it's not detrimental if you don't. So anyway, yeah, I hope that was helpful. Go ahead and leave a comment. Do you guys use All About Reading? Is there another program that you guys are in love with? And be sure to check out my other homeschooling videos. I just posted our year-end wrap-up. Like I said in my last video, I would have it linked below, but my computer charger is not working, so I do everything on my phone right now, and it's really hard to link videos. So as soon as that's fixed, I will have links, but otherwise just go ahead and go to my channel and check that out. And I will have more homeschooling videos coming up in the near future. And I am still plotting through what we'll be doing for next year. I have some ideas and I am watching curriculum videos probably just as much as you guys are. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.